Hey you guys, welcome to today's video. I have a brush set in front of me that is gonna guide us through an eye look perfectly. If you are a beginner, I think this is a great idea, or maybe it's totally not gonna work. We're gonna figure it out. I don't even know the level of quality of these brushes, but I'm really excited to test this out. It is the Vera Mona's eye brush kit. Really, how do I use these darn brushes? And actually, the person that inspired me to do this video is my mom. Hi mom, I hope that you take this with so much love because she's actually the one that is always like, well, what do I do with this brush? What am I supposed to do with that brush? And I feel like a lot of people that don't obsess with makeup the same way that I do, that want to play with it from time to time, just don't have that deep understanding of like what a crease brush is and a like deep shading brush and what you're supposed to use for liner and to smudge. And it can be very overwhelming if you're someone on the daily that doesn't wear more than like a shadow shade, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to do a full eye makeup look only using these 5 brushes and using them exactly how they describe that they're supposed to be used. And I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit closer. I am also planning on playing with Lethal Cosmetics. I have tried a few of their shadows, not many from this Build Your Own palette, but this is a vegan brand, indie brand, and I think these colors are really, really pretty. I also have a really boring palette from MAC that I am actually very excited to play with because I like boring colors. I love them. Like as much as I have fun doing the brighter like ooh ah wow shadow looks, I feel like once I'm done taking a photo or like having fun with the artistry element of it, that I just crave something that allows me to shine a little bit more and not the makeup to shine so much. Like there's a time and a place for both, but I guess I'm just justifying my love of like another neutral palette, you know, because I personally cannot get enough. I think Vera Mona creates really, really interesting products. She has the little tin that you can remove the pigment from your brushes, like you swirl it around. You guys have seen me talk about that one a bunch. It's actually in my travel bag right now because I love traveling with it because you don't have to spray your brushes down or wet them to clean them. If you're on the go, if you're a makeup artist, if you're switching out shades a lot, that's a really, really, really great tool to have on hand. Yeah, I'm always curious whenever they have something new. It seems to be the kind of brand that's like, we're gonna help you. And I like that. So I'm gonna scooch the camera a little bit closer and we're gonna get to an eye look. First things first, I have to prime my eyes. It is a must-do step in my routine. I'm taking a little bit of MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And my goal is to not totally overcomplicate this look. I want it to be complicated enough that the idea of a 5-step brush kit makes sense, but I want it to be doable, you know? So here are the brushes. I'm gonna give them just a quick little spritz down with Cinema Secrets. I always do that with new brushes. You should too, because when they're straight out of the factory, you just wanna make sure that everything is sanitary and clean before you go messing it around your eyes, you know? I will also let you guys know that this 5-piece brush kit is $25. I did pick this up at Namie's and I believe you can find this online. I'm sure you can find it online, probably even on Namie's website, but this is just kind of, I don't know, interesting. It doesn't really come with any information on the inside. It just says light shading, precise shading, deep shading, blending, sculpt, and line for brows and lid. They are based out of California. They're based here. They have more information on their website where it says, use this for this, this is how you do that. Pretty cute. Okay, so let's just dive right on in. We're gonna start with the light shading brush, and it says on here, entire eye. So we're gonna pick a lighter shade and put this on the entire eyelid. I am going to use the KKW brightening powder. You guys, I actually use this a ton. And I'm going to put this all over the lid as my first shade, just because I want something matte and lighter and creamy, and both of the palettes that I have in front of me do not contain a shade like this. Whenever I'm doing brightening, I really like to take the lighter shade and kind of get right in here, just into the darker areas of my eye socket, just to brighten it right up. And by the time everything else is done and on my lids, you're not even really gonna notice this area, other than it does give a more rested look to your face and eyes, which who doesn't love that? All right, moving on to the next brush. We're gonna go into the crease and upper eye brush, and I am going to go into this mustardy shade right here. Actually, no, I'm gonna go into this shade first and then kind of work into this more mustardy shade, I think. It's just one of those days where I don't really have the biggest plan as far as what I wanna do with my look. So I'm just gonna go into the crease, windshield wiper motions. All right, not bad. I am gonna go a little bit deeper in tone and just go up here into this shade and add a little bit, just kind of slightly lower. Okay, and now what I wanna do is go on the lid. And I'm gonna go into this really pretty bronze shade over here, and we're gonna first do this dry just to see how this brush will lay the color down and how the formula works, and if we need to wet it, we will. I'm gonna go back to the crease and I'm gonna go into a deeper brown just to add more depth. I know I keep saying that. If you just keep going a little bit deeper with the tone of the shade in the crease, especially when you're doing kind of a lighter bronze or champagne or anything shimmery on the lid, it's nice, in my opinion, to kind of wrap this area in a little bit of depth to make your eyes look a little bit bigger. So I am gonna do that, but I'm just taking an itty bitty tiny bit just on the tip of the brush. I'm gonna make sure that I'm going in not like this, but I'm really getting the color where I want it, and I'm using really soft strokes to blend this out. Just a tiny bit of depth. So this one is the Precision Shading Brush for your lid, crease, and lower lash line. So what I'm gonna do now is actually take this rich chocolate color in here, and I'm gonna work on the outer edge of the eye, and I'm gonna pull a little bit of richness through almost halfway. And I really like to work close to the lash line and kind of use stippling motions, and then I kind of take the area where it meets the bronze or shimmer or whatever shimmer shade you're using, and then I kind of wiggle it back and forth. And then you can take the tip of the brush and then move your hand, like take your wrist upward, and that way you're getting the actual tip of the brush right in the crease on the outer edge. Take the excess that's on this brush, and then you can go underneath the lower lash line. I'm gonna pull this about halfway through. I'm gonna take with my fingertips just a little bit of this guy right here, just to add an extra hit of shine right in the center of my lid. Now we're ready for a little bit of a liner. So this is brows and lid. And what I'm gonna do is spritz this puppy down and use the chocolate shade right at the bottom here from the MAC palette. Not bad. These brushes for 25 bucks with the whole guided element, I really enjoy it. I'm gonna finish up up by putting on a little mascara and some lashes, and I will be right back. All right, you guys, I am feeling so bronzed and so smoky. I really, really love this eye look. It did take me a little bit of blending and lining and mascara-ing to get it to where I wanted it to be. I have to say, when I initially was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do liner and lashes, which I ended up not doing. I actually like this look without the lashes more. I was kind of fussing around with things, and I'm like, no, let's keep it simple. It did take me a minute to blend things to where I wanted them to be. So I wanna share with you what I shifted and changed ever so slightly after I pulled the camera back. I lined my waterline on the lower lash with this guy right here, which just kind of brightened everything right up. This is from Urban Decay. This is the shade Double Life. And it just added a touch of warmth because the look really, really needed it. I wanna say what I'm about to kind of get a little nitpicky with has nothing to do with the blending ability of the brushes, and more so the depth of like the deeper brown that I was using and the brown in the Lethal Cosmetics palette. So this just kind of came across, both of them, a little bit too deep and a little bit too cool toned, which is actually helpful for framing. And ultimately, everything said and done, you can see that kind of cooler toned espresso shade kind of peeking through and blended through. But I needed something to warm everything up and give it a little bit of balance and life so it didn't feel so flat. And then I did also take this guy right here, which is new from Pixi. This is the From Head to Toe collaboration. This is the Endless Shade Stick, and I have half a mind to do a video on all of the collaborations they have going on. Rach Loves has a collaboration with them. I think Heart has another one. Oh, Chloe Morello. Like, everything looks so beautiful that I think I want to do a dedicated, so let me know in the comments below if you would like to see that. But I was really surprised at just how silky this particular shadow stick is. It's super, super pretty. So I lined the waterline with the Urban Decay, but then what I wanted to do is have something that would be easily blended out kind of a little bit over half of the lower lash line right here, which I did. And then I cleaned off this brush and really went to town, kind of smoking it into that more espresso shade out here. Beyond that, I touched up, I went in here, grabbed a little more of this, added a little mascara, and here we are. So the look itself was actually pretty simple to do. I really like a good, soft, smudgy, smoky eye where there's not too much that's defined. There's not a winged liner. There's not, you know, a specific moment where you see kind of that cut crease happening. Everything just kind of blends into one another, and I really, really, really love that look. I have to say, I think that this brush set is definitely helpful, especially to someone that doesn't really know the shapes of the brushes and what they're for specifically. And if you go brush by brush by brush and do what it tells you to do, you're gonna come up with a really pretty look. So I think this is worth it for 25 bucks. It's not a bad price. Is it as great as, say, a Scott Barnes crease brush, the 6'2"? I got the number right this time. No, not at all. This brush is like freaking magical and doesn't even come close. However, not everyone needs this artistry moment every day of their life, and maybe they want something that will guide them step by step until they feel ready to make that leap into purchasing more expensive brushes, understanding really what they do. So I think this is great. I definitely say it's an A+ product, not sponsored. I don't make money off of this. I bought this myself, but I will mention again that I did notice, like, Google things, you guys. You'll notice that there will be discount codes or like $5 off here, which I want to say, like, this is just like from me to you. If you go to each individual site for the product that you're after instead of just Sephora or Ulta, a lot of the time it'll be like, you're a new customer, get 20% off, or you're a new customer, we'll give you XYZ for free, like little samples, or a lot of the time they will have their own separate deals. I have found that helpful. I thought I would share. All right, so we're gonna end this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have anything that you want me to put to the test that is under the umbrella of OMG, because I used to do those videos all of the time and I am itching to do them again. So let me know what interesting, weird, fun, but maybe fabulous, but also kind of weird products there are out there. You know, leave that in the comments, tweet me. find me on Instagram. Find me on all of the places. I'm around. I hear you guys. I love hearing from you. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. Ring the bell so you are notified of my upcoming videos. And I'm wishing you guys a good one. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in my next video. Mwah.